my name is Marcello. Welcome to the Source AV Design Group's YouTube channel. Today we have a headphone shootout between the Audeze CRBN Dan Clark Audio Corina and the STAX SR009S electrostatic headphones. This video will primarily discuss my impressions of the headphones and how they compare regarding build quality, look and feel, comfort, and sound quality. Each of these headphones has its own dedicated video on our channel, which I will link in the video description and link to the products discussed in this video to our website if you would like more info. It has been entertaining and enjoyable having these premium eStat headphones in-house and listening to them with a flagship Woo Audio 3ES and Headamp Blue Hawaii eStat headphone amplifiers, fed by my Cord Hugo TT2 as the DAC, and also the Woo Audio 7ES Fireflies eStat headphone amplifier and DAC. Let me start by saying, first and foremost, all three of these headphones are exceptional in their own ways, and I can see how each headphone will appeal to different listeners, audiophiles, and audio enthusiasts. However, I will give you my thoughts on who each headphone is best suited for, and if I were in the market for a pair of eStat headphones around $4,500, which set I would purchase. So let's start with what I think is the first thing a manufacturer needs to get right for a set of headphones, especially at these three headphones' large asking price: comfort and wearability. For my preferences, along with the shape of my medium-sized head, there is a clear winner in this area, the DCA Corina. While the Corina is not the lightest of the three headphones, weighing about 465 grams, they are the second lightest of the trio, with only the STAX SR009S weighing slightly less, around 453 grams. The Audeze CRBN is the heaviest of the three headphones, weighing 470 grams. So all three headphones are incredibly close, and the weight is negligible between them. Where the Corina headphones set themselves apart from the other two headphones is the comfort of their pads, relaxed clamp force, and self-adjusting headband system. The Audeze CRBN has the tightest clamp force of the three headphones and is still comfortable for me to wear for shorter listening sessions. The Corina, in my experience, can be worn for hours with no issue with clamp or comfort. The STAX SR009S are also quite comfortable and have a relaxed clamp force, but don't get the wearability done as well as the other two headphones, even if the CRBN has more clamping force. The headband system of the STAX needs to be improved at their price and offer some level of adjustment, as I found myself only able to wear them on the very bottom adjustment, so all the other 9 steps of the headband system would only be helpful for people with larger heads. From a build quality and look and feel perspective, I will again have to tip my hat to the DCA Corina, with the CRBN coming in a close second, followed by the STAX SR009S. I realize looks are very subjective, so I will let the B-roll help you decide which headphone visually is your cup of tea. The Corina and the CRBN are visually stunning, with the STAX looking more dated than the other two headphones. From a feel perspective, the DCA Corina feels the most substantial, luxurious, and polished in my hands. The CRBN isn't far behind, but doesn't feel quite at the level of the Corina, and while I love the machine work of the STAX and the gold plating, it still doesn't feel at the same level as the Corina or CRBN from a feel perspective. All three headphones are impressive from a technological perspective, whether it is the innovative AMTS system found in the Corina, the polymer film and suspended nanotubes of the CRBN, or the gold-plated electrodes of the SR009S. Before we get into my sound impressions of the headphones, one crucial thing to mention is that the DCA Corina needs a more powerful amplifier than the other two headphones to reach their full potential. The Woo Audio 7ES was not entirely up to the task with the DCA Corina, where the CRBN and STAX SR009S sounded quite impressive still on the smaller amplifier from Woo. So that is something to remember when comparing and considering which set of headphones will be a good fit for you, whether you already own an amplifier or are starting from scratch. So let's get into my sound impressions of how these three headphones compare. First, let me start by saying I honestly believe that each of these headphones will be loved and it will come down to your preferences. You should always listen for yourself with the audio setup you own or intend on purchasing to make sure you are happy with their sound, especially at this price. The Audeze CRBN has the least bass quantity in my listening tests. While the bass does sound detailed, fast, and articulate, it needs more quantity, especially for electronic, metal, pop, and other genres of music that benefit from a less neutral bass region. The CRBN also has the most forward-sounding upper mid-range and darkest treble. Some listeners may find the upper mid-range too spicy sounding on some recordings and with more analytical sounding audio chains. So if you are a listener who likes a very mid-range forward sound, a bit of rolled off treble, and neutral yet very detailed sounding bass, the Audeze CRBN will be an excellent fit. The STAX SR009S is, in my opinion, the most neutral, transparent sounding of the three headphones from top to bottom. The bass region is a touch above neutral, with a bit more warmth than the Audeze CRBN. It is also very detailed and fast sounding. The mid-range of the STAX sounds neutral, with less upper mid-range emphasis and more treble extension, air, and sparkle, giving it a more traditional E-stat sound to the top end. The STAX SR009S will fit the listener who prefers neutrality from top to bottom while still sounding musical and enjoyable enough not to fall into the category of analytical sounding. The DCA Corina is the warmest, most forgiving of the three headphones with a fullest sounding bass and mid-bass, yet still presents very enjoyable emphasis in the treble regions. The Corina presents superb detail, speed, and the most dynamic, punchy sounding signature of the three headphones, allowing me to listen to all genres of music without ever feeling I need to reach for a different pair of headphones, which is a challenging task to accomplish. All three headphones are respectable for instrument timbre. At the same time, I don't necessarily find most E-stats to have the most natural sounding instrument timbre, and I usually prefer dynamic headphones the most in this area. However, all three of these headphones are still solid overall. For my taste, I prefer the timbre of the DCA Corina and the way they replicate both vocals and instruments, as they sound the least dry and most natural of the three headphones, with their warmer than neutral sound signature that works well for all genres of music. The soundstage is honestly impressive on all three of these headphones. They all can separate image and define instruments and vocals spectacularly. None of the headphones sound as wide as an HG800S, but they are also more realistic in presenting the soundstage when listening. I would give the edge to the DCA Corina for stage depth and the edge to the STAX for width, but honestly, it's splitting hairs. Resolution and detail presentation are fantastic for all three headphones, and this is an inherent quality of all E-stat headphones I have heard, making even flagship planar magnetic headphones sound less resolving. I would have to give the edge in perceived detail presentation to the Audeze CRBN and STAX. Still, honestly, I say perceived because I believe this is more about the fact that those headphones went with a more neutral bass presentation compared to the warmer sounding, fuller bass regions of the DCA Corina, which still presents tremendous amounts of resolution and detail in music in the most organic way of the three headphones. Tuning headphones with less sub and mid-bass can sometimes give a listener the perception that the headphones sound more detailed or resolving, especially with more energy in the treble regions or very forward upper mid-ranges, allowing many details to be more prominent or defined when listening. I also believe this is why the DCA Corina tends to sound the most punchy and dynamic sounding of the three headphones, since there is more emphasis in the mid-bass regions. To wrap up, I am a fan of all three headphones, and they will surely all fit with the preferences of many listeners. If I could own only one set for my taste, it would be the Dan Clark Audio Corina, with the caveat that I would want to run them with a Headamp Blue Hawaii tube amplifier fed by my TT2 as the DAC, as that audio chain with the Corina sounds utterly incredible. If I couldn't purchase an amplifier with enough power for the Corina to reach its full potential, I would consider one of the other two headphones paired with the more affordable Woo Audio 70S, as the CRBN and SR009S are far easier to drive. Of course, we all hear a bit differently and have different source equipment and amplifiers, so if you can give all three headphones a listen before buying with your audio rig, that will ultimately be the best way to tell which pair is right for you. Two new things going on at TSAV. We now offer gift cards, so I will place a link in the video description to where you can buy gift cards along with all the products discussed in this video. Secondly, TSAV Jason is running Black Friday specials for the entire month of November, so you don't have to wait to get killer deals on some of your favorite gear, and many are already listed on our website along with some in-store only specials, so call Wayne at the store and let him know you want Black Friday pricing today. If you're interested in trading up your old headphones, amplifiers, or other gently used audio gear for a new set of headphones or a new amplifier, check out the links in the video description to our trade-up program, and don't forget, we will price match other authorized dealers. We have some cool videos coming this year with new product announcements, so please consider subscribing to our channel today. From $150 earphones to multi-million-dollar home audio, cinema, and automation systems, TSAV is a hi-fi enthusiast paradise for building the system of your dreams. So let's start the conversations in the video comments on what you think of these 3 headphones. Do you have a favorite? While you're there, smash that like button for us. Until next time, friends, remember, let the music be your guide.